wood tray. So this is lesson 8, equations of a circle. I'm not going to get down and solve like how and tell you how this equation came about. That is what Algebra 2 at Trigg and Pre-Cal are for. I'm simply going to tell you how to use it. Okay? They'll explain it more in depth and why you need it later. There we go. Nope. Nope. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is your equation of a circle. We don't have to solve anything. We just have to know how to read it. That's what we're learning to do, basically, is reading an equation and knowing how to graph a circle. So your HK is your center. That's about the same thing as saying X, Y. It's just a coordinate point. But H and K is your center of the circle. So for this example right here, they want you to take the center and the radius and plug it into the equation. So your H is -1 and your K is 3. So what you're doing is you're taking those and you're simply plugging them into where K and H were and your radius. So your H was -1, but the only tricky part about this is that your equation is a negative H. So if you plug in H and it's a negative, you have two negatives, which makes it a positive. So then we have +3. So when this was a typo right here. That's a typo. It's supposed to be +3. So when you plug in +3, a negative times a positive is just a negative. So basically, when you take your HK and when you put them in the equation, their signs swap. It was negative, now it's positive. It was positive, now it's negative. Same for reverse. When we take the equation and try to read it, if this is 1 and I'm rewriting it in a HK, then this is going to become -1. And the reason is because if you take x plus 1 and set it equal to 0, really it's equal to -1. If you take y minus 3 and set it equal to 0, really it's equal to +3. Your radius is squared. So if your radius is 6, then when you're plugging it in, it becomes 36. So that's all that's to it for this part. Write the equation of each circle. Well, it's at 0, 0. So if you take x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared, your radius is 8. So when you plug it in, 8 squared is 64. But here, I'm only making you write this once. I want you to see what happens. So you can write this, and it's technically the correct answer. But if it's a multiple choice question, you won't see this answer because they'll simplify it. X minus 0 is just x. So you can also write this as x squared plus y squared equals 64. That's the only time I will ask you to write it x minus 0. The other times, if it's 0, just know that it's x squared. If it's y squared, then your k is just 0. So if you look over here, your center is at -2, 3, which means this is your h and this is your k, and your radius is 5. Well, the whole point is to write the equation. So x, your formula is minus, so this has to swap. So it's negative here. When I plug it in, it's positive. Plus y, your 3 is positive, so when you plug it in, it's negative squared, and then 5 squared is 25. Okay, you all finished 3 through 6. Same way. I don't want you to do 7 and 8 yet. I want you to skip those on purpose. We'll come back.